I might make a few enemies with this video, but here we go. I'm going to try it anyway. Are you sterilizing canning jars? How long have you been sterilizing canning jars? Uh, Originally, years ago, I don't even know if this probably predates the canning lid, but when people made jams and jellies, they put the boiling hot jam into a sterilized jar and then just poured liquid, melted paraffin wax on top until it completely sealed around the top, and no air could get to it, and so the jam would keep that way on the shelf. I think there are probably still a few people around that do that. You can still buy the paraffin wax, which is really good to make the buddy burners with. Gulf wax, it comes in a square box about $4 for a few little slabs of it. Looks the same as it did when I was a kid. So the jars were sterilized when they did that, and for years the canning books have been recommending sterilization, but I noticed that there was another person on YouTube that was looked kind of official that was saying that you don't have to sterilize canning jars. Well, if you think about it, I quit doing it years and years ago. Of course, I haven't been canning much lately for health concerns, reasons of not being strong enough because of my health. But anyway, years ago, I quit sterilizing canning jars because I was washing them in my dishwasher. There was chlorine in the water. There was chlorine in the dishwasher detergent. There was hot enough temperatures coming out of my faucet. Then my dishwasher heated the water even further. They were completely clean and dry. Then hot product was usually going into the jar. And then you boil the bejeepers out of them, whether you're doing 30, 25, 35 minutes, whatever it is for grape juice in a hot water bath canner, or you're doing 90 minutes under 10 pounds pressure in uh, in a pressure canner for meats and soups and so forth. The temperature is getting plenty plenty hot. When you take a jar out of the pressure canner, it boils. Even if you let it sit for a while. I don't open my canner right away. I let my pressure canner sit a while before I open it up, because the temperature shock can cause jar breakage, and it causes the liquid to seep out from underneath the lid, and then you have jars that don't seal. And so sometimes I just turn the heat off at the end of the 90 minutes and it's still sitting there on 10 pounds pressure, and I just go to bed till the next morning and open the lid, and the temperature drops ever so slowly. Then I let it sit for 24 hours for the lid to get nice, and the compound, sealing compound, to get nice and firm on the lid before I wash the jars off in soapy water, rinse them off, dry them, label them, put them away. At any rate, you boil the bejeepers out of the jars no matter what you do. So the only time that I even usually will put hot water, really hot water in a jar, or boiling hot water in a jar, is if to warm the jar. Like I'll have three empty jars, and I'll have hot water in jar number one. Then I dump that hot water into jar number two. I take jar number one and fill it with hot product. Put the the canning lid on it, and then pour the hot water from jar number two into jar number three. Move them up and stick another empty jar there to replace jar number three, if that makes any sense at all, to warm the jar so that it's ready for the hot product. So you're not having, you want to avoid the change in temperature. That's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid putting boiling hot product in a stone cold jar if you can. So I warm my jars just by putting hot water in them, just to take the chill off the jar. Let's see, where was I going with that? Also, well, there are people who don't water bath jams or juices. The only product that I will skip the water bath process with, and I keep the jar hot with hot water in it, dump the water out, and is, I'm going to get tongue-tied, I'm sorry, is when I'm doing grape juice with a juicer, and it comes right out of the middle section of the juicer where it's literally steaming hot when it comes out of the juicer. And even then, sometimes I water bath those. But you put the lids on them and they're just scorching hot, really, really hot. So there have been times when I've foregone the water bath process, but otherwise, I pretty much follow the rules with everything. If it says to pressure can for 90 minutes at 10 pounds, I do it 90 minutes. I don't do it 65 minutes. I do it 90 minutes. And so I pretty much follow the rules. I don't sterilize jars. And the only thing I don't water bath is grape juice with a steamer canner. It's a 3-part canner. The bottom part holds boiling water. The middle part holds the steaming juice. The top part holds the grapes. Awesome piece of equipment. Worth a lot. It's worth money. If you can get a stainless steel one, or I have a enamel one. I don't even think they make them anymore. If you can get your hands on one of those, pay for it. They're awesome. I prefer the juice done in jars where you put the whole grapes in with syrup. And I'm hoping to get my hands on some grapes because my vines are not productive enough yet this year. So I'm wishing you every good thing. Don't spend your time sterilizing jars. You're going to boil the bejeebers out of your jars. There'll be plenty. The germs will be killed, double killed, triple killed. There won't be any germs. The germs will be dead. It's like beating a dead horse. It's like boiling a dead germ. Boiling a dead germ is like beating a dead horse. Beating a dead horse is like boiling a dead germ. The germs are going to be dead. But please, water bath only the things that are safe for water bathing, which are fruits, usually fruits, pickles, and possibly tomatoes. Tomatoes are kind of on the borderline. Maybe should check. You should really check your tomatoes. You might need to add vinegar or lemon juice to your tomatoes when you can. Okay, that's a long answer to an easy question. Sorry to belabor the point. God bless your efforts to prepare and make a list and check it twice so you can eat more than just beans and just rice. I probably should stop saying that because I'm going to drive y'all nuts. God bless your night. Bye.